So welcome to our daily video. We begin as always with our two blessings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ha'oneh be'et tzara. Praise to you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who answers us in our time of crisis. Hayom mea chamisha v'tishim yomim la'aseger. This is the 195th day in our isolation. Been a long time. Our second blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Praise to you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who commands us to busy ourselves with the study of Torah. So I've been using these days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur to speak about voting, this amazing right and privilege that we have in this country, how important our vote is, and also talking about how you can help others with their voting, and also the importance of convincing others to vote when they may not have been able to or may not have chosen to in the past, to take the time to convince them that this is an important right and privilege that they have and that they should exercise it. There really no longer is an election day anymore. This is something that a lot of people have been saying. There is really, although November 3rd is the day that in-person voting takes place in many jurisdictions, there really now is a voting season. The voting has begun already in several places in this country, and even in places where the voting hasn't actually begun, the process of getting ballots out to voters has also already begun. Our voting system is designed to be both fair and honest in terms of making sure that the person who is elected is the one who actually gathers the most votes or receives the most votes in a particular jurisdiction. Despite that, the fact there has been from time to time, not very often and very rarely actually, all things considered, those who for their own reasons have tried to subvert it. Most of the times, virtually all the time, those attempts have been thwarted themselves. And also, I should say that there are also well, I'll talk about that a little later. There are two ways that we can help now that the voting season has begun, and that is the first of them is to become an election protection volunteer. This is something that we see a lot of times in other countries, but it also occurs in our country as well. These are people who are nonpartisan, people who come out to polling places, and to make sure that they're nonpartisan, they are absolutely nonpartisan, who will, and these groups will train you to know what to look for those who might wish to subvert the election laws, as well as there's also the other thing, which is a lot less nefarious, but those who, because they just weren't trained properly, are dealing with the election in a manner that is not proper. They don't know what to do, and may, for reasons that are not legitimate, be denying someone the vote or handling the ballots in an improper way. So these volunteers are on the lookout for these kinds of issues, either purposefully or mistakenly, that the vote in a particular precinct might be in some ways made improper. Also, the other piece of this that we're also paying attention to is this year poll workers have become something of a very rare commodity. If you are young and in good health, we're asking you to take the time, if you feel that the risk to you can be mitigated, that to become a poll worker, to actually work in the election place, to make sure that things are done in a proper manner in your own polling place, and to help others who are coming in maybe for the first time, maybe who are used to voting in a different way, are now voting in the polling place, and help them make their vote count. Sometimes, in fact, in Connecticut, for example, you can actually register to vote on the day of voting. So if you are, you can help people to register to vote. You can help people actually do the voting. Now, the reason this is so important this year is because of this COVID pandemic that we're dealing with. The older poll workers that usually have the time and the will to maintain our polling places, they don't feel safe. They may not feel safe coming out of their homes, may not feel safe being in public, especially in a public place like a polling place. So this year, you can help an election run smoothly by volunteering the day to work at a polling place. And in this way, you can really make a difference by making voting both easy and maintaining it as a fair election. These are a variety of things that we can do in order to make this voting season get the most participants in it, as the voting on both sides turnout is very critical. So do what we can to vote, to help others vote, and to work the polls in order to make it as easy as possible. I wish everyone an easy fast for the Yom Kippur tomorrow, and take care.